Even now, I keep thinking of what happened to me. At one point, I even thought of immolating myself and killing my children. I went so far as to douse my children with kerosene. Then my late husband called our family to stop me. I said to them, "What should I do when we are starving to death?"
Mary has been living in hiding since her acquittal from a blasphemy case. She stepped out of jail in 2012 with the hope of starting anew, but little did she know that life is not going to be normal again. Mary has changed over 20 houses since her release 10 years ago to save herself and her family from a violent mob who are not willing to forgive her despite a non-guilty court order in her favor.
The circumstances have remained the same to this day. My husband passed away and my home was destroyed. There was no justice. If the government had helped me get my house back or given us a home, then I could have said that justice was done.
Not only Mary, but most of the acquitted blasphemy accused have the same fate. Once you get accused of blasphemy, there will be no reversal for you.
They came 2 or 3 times to threaten us and once also fired at our main door. We are always under threat. They told us, "If you come back, we will kill you. If we see any of you or your children, we will kill them too." 10 poor Christian families living there have also left their homes. Now only the pastor and another Christian family who have some influence continue to live there. You cannot fight the rich.
Lately, blasphemy sections of the Pakistan Penal Code have been used more often. Those who were booked under these charges can only know how drastically it changes their lives forever. It is like going through an endless inquisition for the rest of their lives.
My landlord asked why media people were coming to my house. "You're not rich, then why are these media people visiting you? There must be some issue." I denied that there was. Then my neighbors began questioning me. They told me to reveal my true identity. Then the landlord told me to vacate the house. I have changed rented residences about 22 times since my release. I have to change houses as I have young daughters and don't want to face any problems.
The mother of 6 children now runs a beauty salon in her rented house, concealing her identity and faith in order not to arouse any suspicion. Rights organizations have pointed out members from minority religious communities are unproportionately targeted under the blasphemy laws. According to Center for Social Justice, out of 84 blasphemy cases reported in the country in 2021, nearly half of them were filed against members of the Ahmadi, Christian and Hindu minority communities. Reminiscent of European inquisitions of Middle Ages, the sword of blasphemy accusations has led to killings of individuals ranging from sitting governor to former judges and lawyers. Even children have been arrested and sent to jail to await prolonged trials. In September 2020, a 13-year-old boy was arrested in Lahore after a neighbor lodged a complaint that he had caught the boy desecrating the Holy Quran. The boy's father, a 50-year-old rickshaw driver with a heart disease, says that he faced great difficulty finding a lawyer to fight the blasphemy case. A lawyer that initially took up the case for 50,000 rupees fee quitted when the complainants threatened him.
I borrowed money from my acquaintances as well as sold off eldest daughter's jewelry to pay the lawyer. Other lawyers were asking for even more. I told them that I drove a rickshaw on rent and could not afford to pay them so much. I managed to collect rupees 50,000 by selling my daughter's bangles and gave this sum to the lawyer who said he would get my son out on bail. During the bail hearing at the Sessions Court, the complainant confronted my lawyer by showing him an alleged video of the desecration. I believe the lawyer was given threats. There was nothing in the video showing my son desecrating anything. The video shows him tearing and throwing paper chits. He was not tearing up the pages of the Holy Quran. Even the judge said he found nothing in the video.
The boy's father says that the case has dragged on for over 1.5 years, and there was a faction of lawyers backed by religious outfit that is pressurizing judges not to hear blasphemy cases, leading to several adjournments in his son's case.
During the previous hearings, 3 or 4 hardline lawyers came to the court and the judge was forced to adjourn the case twice or thrice. I don't know why they were telling the judge not to hear blasphemy cases and wanted the judge to put off hearings for a prolonged time. Blasphemy accused are literally going mad in prison. Whenever I visit my son in jail, he cries and begs me to get him out of there. I tell him I don't have enough money to get him released. No regular hearings are being held, and there are numerous adjournments. The accused don't have enough money to hire good counsels for bail.
Hearing the blasphemy case, neither the boy's parents or other relatives visited the police station where the boy was kept, fearing that they might also be implicated in the case. In 2020 alone, 559 cases of blasphemy were registered in Punjab province only. Threats and fears of stigmatization and ostracization have led to only a handful of lawyers coming forward to plead cases of accused in blasphemy cases in Pakistan. Ghulam Shaukat, a Peshawar-based lawyer, represented Tahir Naseem in a blasphemy case. Minutes after, Naseem was shot dead in Peshawar's courtroom. Ghulam Shaukat says that his junior associate in the case received a threatening call on his cell phone, warning them that they are on their hit list following their client's grisly assassination.
If you talk about threats, my junior associate received a call 10 to 15 minutes after the shooting in court, as I had immediately switched off my cell phone. The caller said they had knocked off our client and now we were the next targets. I told my associate to immediately leave the court premises, but I remained there for quite some time after the murder. There were threats from so many people. Most importantly, people began questioning on social media and WhatsApp groups who Tahir Naseem lawyer had been. Then a court clerk shared my name on the WhatsApp group, saying he is a Christian lawyer based in Peshawar. I was not in the WhatsApp group, but my associate was a group member who was regularly keeping me updated about what was being shared in the closed group. There were threats, but somehow we faced them. What else can one do in such situation?
Saif al-Malook, a lawyer who represented Asia Bibi, a death row blasphemy convict acquitted by Supreme Court in 2018, has had to pay a price for taking such cases.
There is a great hatred in the overall our society. In the lawyers community, I think a great majority of lawyers hate me. They don't want to talk to me. They don't want to shake hand with me. That I'm siding with the accused of blasphemy. So in their eyes, I'm also blasphemous. I mean, this is the concept.
Asad, another lawyer who has represented a number of blasphemy accused, says that lawyers avoid to take such cases as it can affect their career's progression.
The risks involved are too high. The cost attached to this kind of lawyering is too high for ordinary lawyers or lawyers generally speaking, who have ambitions which are very worldly. They would like to rise in the profession, and this kind of lawyering carries a kind of a stigma attached to it, which makes, for instance, it can make a lawyer disqualified for a position in judiciary. I don't think it will change in the foreseeable future. Maybe in the long term, some other factors contribute to opening up of discussion, frank discussion, honest discussion around blasphemy laws and their need in the society, whether we need blasphemy laws or not.
According to these lawyers, societal stigma, ostracization and threats have led to denial of due process of law to blasphemy suspects in the country. They see no improvement in this hostile environment unless there is an open debate in society over checking abuse of blasphemy laws in the country.